Hey there, what's going on? Nigel, hope you're having a great day. And today I want to talk about something that I wish I would have done a lot earlier on in my financial journey. And I made a lot of mistakes by doing things manually. So today we're going to talk about how I automate my finances currently and why it's really the simplest path to building your net worth, relieving financial stress, relieving financial worthy, and really just being able to go about and live your life without having to think about finances every single second, and doing so by building your net worth and your wealth up to 100K to 1 million plus without really thinking about it, just kind of putting everything on autopilot. And there's a few reasons why you might want to automate your finances. And like I said before, you're gonna save a lot of time and you're gonna save a lot of mental energy as well, and you're just gonna have peace of mind because everything's gonna be smooth sailing, and you're going to avoid human errors and increase your level of consistency in all the proper financial habits like spending, saving, and investing. And that's incredibly important because when you avoid these human errors, like, you save yourself so much time in your financial journey. So for example, when I was a young buck, when I graduated university, I made a lot of stupid errors, right? I started manually moving money around, like taking, we all do this type of thing, right? Where you have some money in your savings and you feel like your checking's low. So what you'll do is you'll move the savings from the checking and then spend your savings. Or something stupid that I did earlier on in my journey was I cashed out my 401k, paid like 50%, like 50% of my 401k was dropped because I wanted to use that money and spend it. And yeah, you don't want to be doing that. And the same thing with investing as well. I was manually moving in and out of positions, and I feel like if you if you don't have a good like investment strategy or have a good sense of investments in finance, if you're moving investments around and trying to day trade, you don't know what's going on, you're going to make a lot of errors. So if you just kind of keep everything on autopilot and just let the system do its work, you're going to build wealth, and it's going to happen fairly easy. So how I like to do with things, I like to automate everything based off of percentages. And, these are some of the percentages that I personally use. It can depend, you can change it depending on your personal situation. But for example, with retirement, depending on how much money I want to allocate to retirement, I'll put like 5 to 20% of my paycheck into the different retirement vehicles. And I do this automatically within the system that I have at work. So with direct deposit and their portal, I just set it up automatically. So anywhere from 5 to 20%, depending on how much I want to allocate. For savings, I'll do, right now I have like 5% going to my high yield savings, and I use it to fund my 3 to 12 month reserve for any upcoming travel, weddings. I'm not married yet, maybe in the future, I'll probably save for that. Home renovations, things like that. That's what I would allocate my savings for, and having that automatically set up. And then the same thing with my checking. So I use my checking mainly to auto pay all my bills, and then also to build what I call a cash buffer to make sure that I'm not overdrawing on any in my checking and not paying these ridiculous fees, and just making sure I have enough money in my checking account to pay all the bills and to funnel my investments. And then the other bucket that I have is like my fun investments, so like my non-retirement investments. And so these are like individual stocks, crypto, any type of real estate, angel, private equity type of investments. That can be anywhere from like 5 to 10%. That's more so for the people that's advanced and have kind of already taken care of their retirement and their savings and have their checking sorted. Then you can kind of move into fun investments. And so I just make sure I do everything based off of percentages. I don't like to do dollar amounts. I like to do percentages. I just keep everything proportional to my income. And it just automates everything. So you're automatically putting money into your retirement, automatically putting money into your savings, into your fund investments. And then all your bills are automatically being paid. So you're not manually trying to track these different payoff dates and everything. Like, it's just automatic, set it and forget it. And the great thing about this is every single month, I can trust that I'm getting richer. My my assets are going up, and then my bills are being paid. Everything is Gucci. Everything is sorted. And so the next thing I want to get into is spending and bill automation. This is incredibly important because you don't want to be missing any payments. You don't want to be having to miss a utility payment, a rent payment, mortgage, trying to track different credit card dates. Like, no, you just want to have everything sorted, automatically paid. You don't have to think about it, and you just trust that things are going to get paid. And one of the main things that you can do to make sure that you can do this in peace is ensuring that your checking account has enough cash buffer. So what is a cash buffer? So it's enough cash that you have within your checking account to cover all of your monthly bills. I would actually start off with this 1 month cash buffer of your total monthly income. And I would make sure that your checking account always has at least that. And then for people that want to graduate to the more advanced level, I would actually recommend doing a 3 month cash buffer of your monthly income. And so you're sorted no matter what, and you have nothing to worry about, and you will never have to go and manually pay a bill again. It just automatically gets paid. You don't even have to think about it. And then let's say your checking account starts to get a little bit bloated. What I would do is any excess cash in your checking account, I would just funnel that to an emergency fund or to your investments, because there's no point in just having cash sit there, having inflation eat away at it. It just doesn't make sense. So, beyond that 3 month cash buffer in your checking account, man, go invest that money. Go put it in, in your high yield savings, your emergency fund, or to savings for like, a big expense like travel or whatever. And so that's what I would do. And the next thing is investment automation. This is something I wish I did earlier, because I was trying to be a big, investment guru and trying to trade, and it just wasn't working for me because honestly, quite frankly, I didn't know what I was doing. So for the people that don't really care to really watch their investments and develop investment strategies and try to, outbeat the market, I would recommend to just do investment automation for trading, and that's something that you want to do, go ahead. But I would say for the vast majority of people, just simplify and automate your investing. And so that can be, your 401k account. So it's like a non-retirement investment account. You might have some crypto, you might deal with some real estate and some other random investments. And so what I like to do is I like to find very simple, high quality and diversified investments. So these could be like index funds, mutual funds, and then maybe I'll dabble around in like a few high quality stocks that I believe in and I can see myself holding for quite a few years. I would just automate, my portfolio allocation and pretty much dollar cost averaging into each of those investments automatically every single month. And, in whatever platform that you use where you hold these investments, there's typically a feature that you can do to kind of automate that investing. And that's what I like to do, and making sure that I'm continually putting money every single month into the right investments. But it's not like I don't ever pay attention to it. I do what I call a monthly review. And so within this monthly review, I would use a financial software like CoPilot Money. And it's an amazing software. So before, I used to use Mint.com that was owned by Intuit. And Intuit was really great with Mint, but they decided to shut that down and move everything over to Credit Karma because they're trying to sell you debt. And frankly, you can make more money selling debt than it is to help people with, understanding their whole entire financial picture. So I moved to CoPilot Money, and it's amazing here. And you can see here they have a great desktop app, which I check almost every single day, and the same thing with the mobile app. And so, just go to copilot.money here, and you can download it. Really, really cool user interface. I really like it. Very easy to use. I can see my whole entire financial picture here. Great reviews, and yeah, it's a really good experience. But yeah, I would recommend you try this out. Download it. Get your entire financial picture, all your checking, your accounts, investments, credit cards, loans, everything, and track it in here. And if you want to try that out, I actually have a link below that you can, use my code. And if you use that, it'd be greatly appreciated. It would help me out a bit. But I highly recommend CoPilot Money. And I use that as part of my monthly review. And so during this monthly review, I will actually first review my monthly income. So for most of you, your income is probably going to be the same if you're salary. But for me, I work in tech sales, so I have a base salary and then some commissions. And so depending on my performance, my income will vary. So I will obviously observe that. So my monthly income. And then I'll review all of the transactions. So everything that I've spent, and then within each category, making sure that my, comparing my budget that I planned for that month, and then compared that to what I actually spent, and just kind of seeing, was I on budget, was I over budget, was I under budget, and just have a really good understanding as to where my finances are going. And the next thing I would do is I would look at my investments. So I'd be looking at the investment performance across all of my retirement and, individual brokerage accounts and my crypto. And then I would also maybe change different investment allocations. So, depending on how the market is going, or, where I think things are going, I might change the investment allocation. So for example, I might overweight on tech stocks this month compared to financial stocks, or I might de-risk my portfolio, for example. So, I just kind of do that on a monthly basis. I don't check investment performance daily just because, I don't know, I'll go crazy and I'll start making bad financial decisions. But I tend to check it on a monthly basis, and that kind of works for me. And I think that would work for most people. And then after, I would do, check my monthly income, review my transactions and my budget, and then investment performance. I would then plan for the next month. So I'd plan, okay, well, what do I expect to make next month? And then I would plan, what my budget will be next month with all the different categorizations, and then have a prediction on set up my investments the way I want to for that next month as well. And so that's what I do. I pretty much do this review on the last day of every month. And, so far this has been really powerful for me. So highly recommend that you do that as well. And the other thing is, where is it? Yeah. I guess that's it. Yeah. So automate your finances, simplify everything, and just trust the process, trust the journey. We're all going to make it. Let's make it happen. And if you have any questions, feel free to, put a comment, question in the comments below, and I'll answer it. So I hope that you found this valuable. Give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.